appreciate you making your way up to the studio there. Congratulations.
Introduce yourself first, mate.
You get the personal touch.
He gets a bit gropey now.
We've got to watch him.
Thank you.
Ange, really appreciate you coming up. Congratulations. Just give us your summing up of that performance first of all.
Yeah, really pleased with the way we kind of handled. Now, when you coming here watching Bournemouth first couple of games, that they were going to be pretty aggressive with the press, and that was going to be our test. And I just thought in the first half we handled it really well. Boys were clear-headed, brave when we needed to be, and kept the game really simple, and that helped us sort of take control. And boys were clear-headed, brave when we needed to be, and kept the game really simple, and that helped us sort of take control. And boys were clear-headed, brave when we needed to be, and kept the game really simple, and that helped us sort of take control. And we scored and probably could have had one or two more, and then second half we lost our way for about 10-15 minutes in the start of the second half. But even through that period we defended well, and then I thought we took control of the game again. So I just like the way, playing away from home in the Premier League is always tough, but I just like the way we controlled the aspects of the game we knew were going to come to us.
How pleased are you with the way your team responded to the fact that Bournemouth were starting strongly in that second half and staying
really,
on top?
Yeah, really good. And I think the subs helped. I thought, it's the reason I put Pierre and Ivan on. I mean, they're the most experienced players, and I thought they gave us sort of a calm, cool head when they came on. And, I really liked the way we just dealt with even the adversity of it. When we didn't control the game, they didn't really threaten our goal, which again, I thought the back four and the midfield sort of defended really well in front of them.
Can I ask you a question? When you made the substitutions, that was Bournemouth's best spell of the game. How much of that, as a manager, is instincts? You think, I need to stop the flow of the game here? Or was it pre-planned?
No, it wasn't pre-planned. You kind of, you've probably seen, I tend to watch a game, I've said to people, like I watch a movie, I don't like people talking to me, I don't like being distracted, because I think my role is to try and read, what the players need out there. And I just thought at that time, we're just rushing things a little bit. We're obviously excited that, the game had turned a bit of it into a transition one because Bournemouth was throwing men forward, and we just needed a couple of people to calm things down, and I just thought Ivan and Pierre would help us with that, and I thought they did well.
Can I just ask you about one particular player, Basuma? Just from last year, it feels like chalk and cheese. I wonder if you said anything to him at the start of this season, because he's 40, he just looks like fantastic.
Yeah, no, he's been great for us, and no, I haven't really with all the sort of players, Crouchy. Like I said before the game, I kind of came in and just said, look, this is what we're going to do, this is how we'll train, this is how we'll play. And it was, you kind of allow the players to kind of get on board themselves rather than me sort of pushing them. And I think, Biss obviously had a disappointing year last year individually, and, was looking for a new start for himself. And he was great again today. There were a couple of moments where I thought he got a bit sloppy with our possession, and still areas of his game he can improve, but he's such a clever player. And if we want to play out, that kind of pivot position becomes really important for us.
What about that whole midfield dynamic? It's not just Basuma as well, but Maddison really stood out today as well, and Pat Matassar as well, and another great performance from him. Are you quite pleased with how well they're clicking so quickly? Yeah, it's been good so far, and all of them are sort of getting a better understanding of each other and the roles, and Matters was great today. I mean, he had a disrupted week. He only really trained yesterday with us, but his ability to see the game differently to everyone else helps us, because once we get through that difficult bit of playing through and the game opens up, that's when you need the creative players. And I thought, he was superb today, and Pappy's just got real energy. He just doesn't stop running, which again is a weapon. If you're trying to stop an opposition, you've got somebody who's continually running at you. It's hard to stop, and they've been good. And to be fair to the lads, guys like Skippy and Pierre and Gio Lo Celso came on at the end. Every day at training, they're pushing each other to get to new levels.
Can I ask you about the fullbacks in particular? It was an area of concern last year. I looked at, I thought they never looked quite comfortable, Tottenham, with that. But the goal in particular come from Udogie in midfield and run it. Is there some kind of trigger you use? Because he's in midfield, the ball comes out to Perisic, and he just goes. It almost seems like they've been playing together forever. He went straight away and attacked the space. They look like they're playing with freedom. Is that something you work with? I'm not trying to get your secrets. No, see, I'm just copying Pep, mate. Look,
We do a lot of work on it, and a lot of it is sometimes instincts, but it's about trying to create and we're trying to create.
And how you enjoying the club? Tottenham?
Yeah, I'm loving it, Crouchy. You know, it's like I said, everything in the Premier League's turbocharged. You get that, but you know, it's a massive football club. It's got unbelievable facilities, training facilities, and you know, great stadium, great support. Working with fantastic footballers, mate. I'm living the dream, mate. So I love every day of it, and I have wherever I've been. To be fair, I've dodged having a real job my whole life. So long may it continue.
Yeah. And I don't want to talk about Harry Kane, but obviously 30 goals last season. Does it feel more about the collective now in terms of everyone chipping in? 30 goals last season. Does it feel more about the collective now in terms of everyone chipping in?
I think it has to. I mean, you're not going to replace Harry. You know, he's an unbelievable player, and I think Harry'd be the first to say that. You know, that was probably maybe what was missing. There was just too much of a reliance on him. You know, and you know, for me, it's about what we do is if we want to be successful, we have to do it as a collective. And even with the goals, it's not about having one threat. It's about having multiple threats. You know, can we score with our wide players? Can we score with our midfielders? Can we score with our fullbacks? Set pieces. So, you know, you can bridge that gap of goals, but you know, what's more important, I think, is that you look like you're a threat every time you go forward. And you know, I thought today was probably as threatening as we have looked in the first 3 games, and I think that's a pleasing. And
another frustrating day it felt for Richarlison. How do you get the best out of him? Is it just a bit of time and a bit of patience?
You just got to keep working hard. I mean, that's the story of every footballer. You know, I keep saying to every footballer I've ever worked with, particularly the younger ones, you know, it's not a linear process. It's not you start here and you finish here. It's football career is a lot of ups and downs, and if you just keep working hard and keep putting yourself, you know, in a position where you're helping the team, then invariably you'll come out of it the other side. If you start sort of thinking about yourself and internalising these things, it doesn't help. So, you know, Richie at the moment, what he's doing is he's making an impact to a side that started really well. That's all he's got to think about, and we'll keep working with him, and I know he'll keep working hard, and you know, we'll get him to where we need to.
And it's your birthday tomorrow, a gift of 3 points from the players. How are you going to celebrate?
Yeah, well, I don't know about you guys, but I always put those things on hold till I don't know the results. So,
so what are you going to do now?
Yeah, my wife's probably scrambling at home now. But yeah, no, it'll be quiet. I've got 2 young ones at home, and nothing better for me than just spending some quiet time. I've got a game on Tuesday, so I'll be in work in the morning. But I'm edging closer to 60, which I'm not sure how I feel about. But anyway, we'll keep going.
Well, a lot to celebrate after another win today. Ange, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate that. Enjoy your birthday tomorrow.
And you'll be absolutely delighted with that result, obviously, but the performance too. You played some really good stuff today.
Yeah, I thought we did. I thought first half was really good. You know, some of our football and our intensity in our play and tempo was excellent. You know, we kind of knew Bournemouth would put us under a bit of pressure, but I thought we handled that really well. Didn't start the second half too well, sort of first 10-15 minutes, but then yeah, once we got the second goal, I thought we controlled the game really well. Yeah, really pleased that, you know, through most of it, you know, we kind of maintained our discipline.
James Maddison's going to love playing in a team that gives him the ball and gives him responsibility. And, you know, he's such an intelligent footballer.
Yeah, he is. And, yeah, he's great for our sort of setup because, you know, I think I said before the game, he's the kind of guy where, you know, when the ball sort of gets to his feet, you know, things happen. But he also worked hard for the team, which is important for us. You know, we can't just sort of have players who, you know, are good one way. And, you know, he's really embraced that side of it, the way he presses for us. He works really hard. He wins the ball back. So I thought it was, yeah, it was a good performance by him.
Yeah, he's